Coming to you from CEATEC, Japan, near Tokyo, and it's our job to cover the latest in consumer electronics and technology from literally anywhere in the world, and we're trying to do just that. Certainly with our next guest running across a very cool thing that we found here on the show floor in the KDDI exhibit. Trying to find someone there that spoke enough English to join us on the program was a challenge. Well, we found someone, only he's not with KDDI, but he's doing some cool things with KDDI. ScanR develops applications that make it easy to capture information using our camera phones. He's the Vice President of Engineering for ScanR, Joe Molnar. Joe, welcome into Tomorrow. How are you? Good. Did I pronounce your name properly? Usually I ask all the Japanese that because I'm having difficulty, but I think I got yours down, so terrific. Tell me, first of all, in general, what does ScanR do? Whoa, wait a minute. To turn my camera phone into a scanner, a copier, and a fax machine. That's right. Okay. And you're accomplishing that, apparently.
That's right. Yeah, so we've been in the U.S. market for quite a while, pretty strong. And I think we're in over 200 countries. We've got people from over 200 countries using the service. And what we wanted to concentrate on here and why we're here is Japan, because of the camera phones that they have here. Something I'm holding in my hand right now, something that's very hard to find in the U.S.
Yes, no doubt. And well, for example, what you're holding in your hand is a phone that has a 5-megapixel camera.
That's right.
Which we don't see a lot of in the U.S.,
no.
Like maybe one?
Yeah, I mean, you have a couple phones that are really good, like the N95. But
Nokia, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
But this phone is pretty impressive.
And this is one of the phones that, of course, works on the KDDI system. They're one of the cellular carriers, as we would know them in the U.S., here in Japan. And this happens to be very routine for them, a 5-megapixel phone, right? This is not something that's so out of the ordinary for these folks.
Well, they have a lot of 3-megapixel, 2-megapixel. The 5 there aren't, I'd say, a lot of. Yeah. But, I mean, take a look at the size of this thing. It's tiny. It's...
Oh, yeah.
The screen is amazing.
It's an awesome phone, and, of course, it just looks very
really
cool in general. Showing it, by the way, for those watching on the video podcast, available at Graveline.com. You'll see ScanR on the screen here, and Derek is coming in tight on the phone. But it's a unique phone with a very cool screen, and, of course, it'll twist. I don't want to break it. There we go. and can be used as a normal clamshell phone, but then twisted back around and used now as a scanner, a fax machine, or a copier.
That's right.
How do you do that?
Quite simply, you just take a photo. You take a photo using the built-in camera.
So let's say a business card that I put in front of you. Yeah. And it's like, now it's not a matter of just taking the picture, because everybody can say, well, my camera can take a picture of a business card, so what? Well, but it's what happens after that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so what ScanR's done, what we've basically done is taken imaging to the next level, what you can actually pull off the camera and fix up the images, and then you pass it through the server, and then it basically takes the data, in this case, this business card. Do you have a Japanese?
Oh, I do in fact have one with Japanese on it. That's right. I'm thinking I'm speaking to a fellow American. I didn't need to pull out the Japanese card, but yeah, there you go. There's one with the Japanese on it. So Joe is now hovering over my Japanese business card and taking a picture like we would. Oh, I even hear the shutter. And now you've taken a picture of my card that has Japanese on it.
That's right.
And you're going to send it somewhere, right? No doubt a ScanR server or something that's going to then do some magic with it. Right.
For business cards, you send it to bc@scanr.com.
Oh,
for whiteboards, which we also do, it's wv@scanr.com. And documents, docs@scanr.com.
Okay. Couldn't be easier.
No, pretty simple.
And now once we've accomplished that, what can we do? Now are we talking about some OCR or optical character recognition and being able to file this information?
Yeah, so if you're using documents, so we do an OCR pass so you can find it again pretty easily. If you're doing business cards, that's where the more sophisticated work comes in. Yeah. And so we basically pull the information off the card itself. So your name, basically all the information that you're seeing here.
Now, how is that different then from card readers that we've seen that have been on the market for years, and folks come back from a trade show like this and empty their pocket and just start shoving them in their card reader, hoping that it's going to capture the info, and there's their file now in digital form?
Right. Well, oddly, you would think that something that's dedicated would actually do a better job. Something that can control the environment would do a better job, but we actually beat them. So in the U.S. and in Japan, we've done an amazing job at basically pulling the data out and actually getting it to people.
Really? More effectively than these the card scanners can do.
Right.
You would think that that's the job they're dedicated to do. So
well, it is, but yes, but unfortunately...
Well, and typically what happens, at least in our experience, is they do miss some information, and typically it's the critical information. It's a wrong letter or two in the email address, and and it's gone because now you've tossed the cards thinking you have everything, and you don't. So now this information is there. We have the actual image, which we can then no doubt look at if we need to, and it's digital form, so it's not taking up space in my desk.
That's right.
And I can go back to that OCR information now as well and search, I would imagine, the database.
So you can search on it, you can find it, bring it back, and one thing we've done is you can integrate with Salesforce and Plaxo. So if you have Salesforce and Plaxo accounts, it'll integrate up automatically.
Whoa, okay. Now let's talk about a fax then. You talked about allowing our camera phone to fax something too. How do we accomplish that?
Well, when you send in the image, you can optionally put in a fax number. Anywhere in the world, you can put international number, and it'll fax off to them. Or if on the mobile website, I can pull it up here, on the mobile website as well, then you can actually go in there, you can put a fax number. So let's say you've had something that you put up, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago or something, you want to send it to someone, you can actually do it right from the actual. Let me just go pull it up here for you.
And it's making it even more difficult because this is a Japanese phone. No, Joe's having
it's in English mode right now, which makes it a lot easier to deal with.
It's a good thing. And what's cool about it, as you're basically looking up how we do this, is that it literally is that easy to do. Now, will this work with other than the 5-megapixel phones that most of us don't carry?
That's right. Oh, we work with very easily with 2+ megapixel, and for whiteboards and notes, we work with 1 megapixel.
Really? So now it really is that easy to be able to share these documents, or more importantly, to file them so that I can go back and get this information anytime.
That's right.
And it works with 2 megapixel, even 1 megapixel for some of these other things. It's available in the U.S. currently.
It's available in the U.S. I mean, you can use it anywhere in the world.
Sure.
But we've concentrated in particular right now, and why we're here is concentrating on Japan.
And ScanR, the letter R. So ScanR as one word, .com for more information. And I trust that you'll be coming up with even more things that, that you guys have been working on.
Not done here.
Yet. So making some headway here in Japan, and certainly, and I guess with working with KDDI as one of their phone carriers here, just demonstrating how this technology is working so well here.
Exactly.
Very cool. ScanR.com. Joe Molnar, thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
Great.
We got you off the show floor enough to rest your feet for a couple of minutes. Now back to work.
Exactly.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you very much.
ScanR.com for more information. Come by our site at Graveline.com, or if you prefer, IntoTomorrow.com. We'll link you there. One click to all of our guests here from CEATEC Japan. I'm Dave Graveline, bringing you further Into Tomorrow right here on the Advanced Media Network.